Shut up!
Mokuba-chan!
Welcome, everyone, to the Shut Up Mokuba-chan Ask Special!
Yay!
Where we'll answer all the wonderful questions that you sent us with, hopefully, just as wonderful answers.
Yay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll just introduce us real quick right now. I'm Dallie. I do the voice of Mokuba, and that was pretty bad right there.
I did Mokuba's voice, and this is... Hi, I'm Nissie. I do all the video editing, and I do the voice of Taya. All, like, 2 lines of her. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll just jump right into the questions. So, first I'll go through the questions that dealt with the making of the episodes, and then we'll get into the characters themselves. So first, Demon Nikki asks, about how long does it take to make an episode? And X-X26 asks, how long it take to make a Shut Up Mokuba-chan episode? It takes about a week to draw up and record and put together an episode. A week and a half. What takes the longest is writing the episode because I don't always remember what happens in Yu-Gi-Oh! so easily. So I go back and I rewatch episodes subtitled, and I've been rereading the manga, and that takes me days, weeks sometimes.
And then there's the occasional midnight conversation where we're about trying to sleep and go, hey, I came up with an idea. It's gonna be awesome! And then we try to write it down in the dark, and it usually doesn't come out good.
Yeah. So, about a week and a half, unless you take into account all the time for research, then that takes, as much as a month, 2 months.
As much as the time it takes for one episode to come out.
Yeah. Okay, next is, maybe you could show how you make a drawing of Mokuba by Lyoko1996. Sure, I'm going to go through the process in a sort of slideshow, and I'll answer questions as I go. So, how many people are involved in the creation of this show, putting aside the voice actors from Arsaja? Well, funny you should say that. There are 3 people involved in the making of this show. There is myself, Dallie. I draw everything, and I also do Mokuba and Rebecca's voice. I also write all the music, and I look for the sound effects, and I do all the audio editing. And then there's my sister,
Nissie, hi. I do, once all the drawings are done and scanned in, I take them and I throw them through, video editing software like After Effects, and I animate it, kind of, whatever. Throw special effects, line up the audio to the video, export it out for all the good world to see.
And there's one more, there's our older brother Stragus, and he does all the little Karibo impressions. He does all the guy voices, basically. I would do them myself, except, I don't sound too much like Kaiba. Okay, so, step 1 in the episode making process, we write down ideas. I have a little notebook, I have a picture of that here. I write down the dialogue and ideas for each comic, because each little sub-part of an episode is a 4-panel comic, and so I write those there after watching the show and stuff like that. Who draws the pictures that are used for the show? Also, what crayons do you use to draw the pictures? Awesome Me 73. As I said, I'm Dallie, and I draw all the pictures used for the show. I use Crayola crayons. They're like 10-year-old
pencils.
Crayola pencils. I don't use crayons. I use color pencils. And because I like the way color pencils blend, and because I've had them forever. So first I just trace, I have a little template for 4-panel comics. I just trace them. I make some sketches with references. I use references from the internet, obviously. Google Images is your friend. Then I ink everything out in marker and ink pen. And then I color everything in. I use the color pencils to blend things together. And then I'll scan it in, and I'll fix any errors or whatever, because there's no undo button when you do things by hand.
Nope.
But I usually don't do a whole lot of editing. Okay, so, what program do you use to make your videos? 5392864 full. Also, what did you use to animate this? SNC360s. Nice username there, guys. So the next step is the audio recording. The audio recording in my little studio here in the closet where I'm currently recording this now. I use Audacity to record everything. And Nissie will attest to that.
Yes.
And then, once I pull all the audio together and write any songs and stick in the songs that I need,
she sends it my way, and I take all the audio and all the images, I throw them into Adobe After Effects, which is, I took a course on it once while I was studying to be a graphic designer, And so it's really nice and easy. A couple of times we've used Adobe Flash, which is okay as well. After Effects has a lot of nice video effects that are easy, like fade in and fade out, timing and stuff, shaking and wiggling. I do all that a lot, especially for like the what did you say moments. It's a lot easier to do in After Effects. It's easy to match it up to the audio as well. So yeah, that's what I do. I use Adobe After Effects.
And then we ship it out onto YouTube to all of you to watch, and that's how we make an episode.
Dun-dun-dun.
Mokuba and Kaiba, if you two are brothers, why don't you two resemble each other in any way? Cat Kid 10.
Whoa, we look pretty close. We have the same hair part, and our hair's kind of the same shape.
I think you're confused because I get my hair trimmed regularly, and because Mokuba's tan. He gets out more than me. Also, I use Kaiba Corp brand Blue Eyes White Dragon Strength Hair Gel.
I don't like it. It smells funny.
It smells like winning.
This question is for Mokuba from your adorable series. You mean totally awesome series. Hey Mokuba, which do you prefer, boys or girls? What? It has been brought to my attention that I am too young for this question. Also, can you and Yami Bakura hug for my sick pleasure? I do adore you together as a couple. Thanks, and also love Catherine the dog. Whoa, Catherine, that is super creepy. Is Bakura Yugi's friend with the white hair? The one that turns inexplicably evil? Why would you want me to hug him? That's really weird and creepy, man.
Yugi, is it hard to know that you aren't really the king of games, but Yami Yugi is? Omega X Master. I try not to think about it too much.
Is Jaden going to wonder why Mokuba's hair took his place as a Kaiba impersonator?
Oh, and also, shut up, Mokuba-chan. CK Kim, 0304.
What, Kaiba impersonator? Maybe you should shut up. My hair doesn't look like a Kaiba.
Actually, it kinda does from the back. Dear Kaiba, lots of people say that you need to get laid, but according to fanfiction.net, you get laid regularly by different people, pretty much wherever you go. Care to clarify? KCDM girl. No. At the beginning in the manga and in Season 0, first series anime, why Yami is so dark and evil, Tran girl. It was a very troubling time for me. You could say it was a phase. I couldn't really remember a whole lot.
Mokuba, why do you bother with your brother? He always ignores you to the fullest extent. Omega X Master. He doesn't always ignore me. I mean, he saves me whenever I'm in trouble, and he lets me work with him. I mean, I'm the vice president of Kaiba Corp, you know, and he teaches me stuff about card games and how to hack computers and all sorts of stuff.
Bakura, what is the worst thing that's ever happened to you? Jaksa. You mean like the time the spirit of the ring nearly killed all my friends in a game? Or that other time he sealed all my friends in cards? Or that time he stabbed me in the arm? Or the time he stabbed me in the hand? Or the chest? Or that time that he flung me out the window? Kaiba, how does your coat defy logic? Omega X Master. My coat doesn't defy logic. It does exactly what I tell it to. Yugi, how does your Millennium Puzzle keep your jacket from falling off? Leaf Bladey.
Ancient Egyptian magic.
Why don't you grow like your big brother? 'Cause he grew since you guys were adopted, but you stayed relatively the same size. So shut up, Mokuba, lol. I mean, LOL. Shorifiel 4321. What? I've grown at least half a foot. Big brother says I just haven't hit my growth spurt yet is all. You just wait, I'll get super tall. Maybe I'll even be taller than Seto. Hehe.
I'll read this one for Anzu Honda and Joe Nochi. Why does everybody say your names wrong when they are clearly written in the original manga as above? Leo Leon Exided.
When things get localized, funny things happen.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
What's a manga?
Mokuba, do you ever want to grow up to be as big and strong as your brother, of course? Or do you think you will stay cute forever? UK badass? What? I'm not cute. I'm awesome. I'm like totally made up of coolness and awesomeness, not cuteness.
I'm gonna grow up and be just as awesome as my big brother, so there!
Kaiba's eyes are like Brock's. You know, same English voice actor, XD. Nah, I'm just making stuff up now. Yugi, Bakura, Yami. You know that wasn't a question, right? Yami, why are you so handsome? ? Princess of Anime 1100. Baby, I was born this way.
Mokuba-chan, do you think it'd be weird if you met your Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged self, even though you're based on that concept? From Kyaxa. Oh, I think it'd be cool to meet my abridged self. We have a lot in common, so we'd have a lot to talk about, right?